para saber qué hacer.
Muy buenas tardes. Qué alegría dar veros.
Good afternoon. I'm so happy to be here and being back in such positive circumstances, and that we can share and this stand being visited by so many people. So we have a challenge. And the following minutes, in the coming minutes, we will try and explain to you something that is very complicated. We are going to try and do 4 demos with different speeches. So just enjoy it. My name is Agustin Cardenas, in charge of the transformation department in companies, and we've been 15 years in which Telefónica decided that we wanted to be something more than a telco company, more than a company that offers networks, and we started working with the technologies. And this year, it's going to be the first time that our companies has a turnover, a better turnover in connectivity. And this is thanks to the transformation after the proposal we made to our customers, being their technological partner in this transformation. We are all trying to understand the technologies existing nowadays and see how we can capitalize them. We're going to talk about one of them, very close to the core of our company. We are talking about 5G. So we've been, since 2018, talking about 5G. What's the goal? What can we use it for? And I think that maybe we are being too insisting, and some of you are not feeling these expectations anymore. Just the same old thing, you might be thinking. But this year, there's something different talking about 5G, because it's already a reality. And we've been talking about this technology with superpowers. It's like it's a superhero. 5G is a superhero. And we've talked about its attributes, and we are going to have more speed. But not a little bit more speed. No, it's 100 times more than we've seen in 4G. And it allows to have a more density of devices. So now we have a maximum number of devices, and we will be able to multiply this by 1,000. And we have also reduced completely the latency, very uncomfortable element, because we want to live in real time. We want things to happen on real time when we want them to happen. No delays in our communication, no delays in the decision-making process of machines, and we want it to be more secure. We are all witnessing the different cyber attacks in companies, in our country, and all over the world. So our 5G technology, thanks to all these capabilities, allow us to have a more secure network. And our processes then will be in good hands. I'd like to add something else. Sustainability, because 5G network consumes 10% of the energy that we consume in 4G energy. This means that it is 10 times more efficient, and we all know the need of the reduction of energy consumption. This network is going to have an impact on this environment. So I'm not going to talk about technology, because I think that if there is something relevant to us, is that Telefónica observes how all these sectors are benefiting from 5G. And we see it in mobility. We see it in those that are deploying autonomous vehicles, or improving the safety elements, the security elements in port, or improving the rail systems. And making decisions on real time, and using big data, cloud computing, and all these attributes are being implemented, and we see buses that are automated, unmanned, and we see that this trend is becoming a reality. And also, the industry is going to get a lot of benefits, and we are going to leave a reindustrialization of Europe, and also we are going to undo some of the steps we took in order to have a better quality production that is going to be a very efficient one. And in order to be competitive, it's going to use technologies that don't link technology with all the teams in the production chain in this space that is static. The mobility of 5G is also because the industrial plants are going to be able to have a more personalized production and peaks in the demand. We can see it in the media, in the television, in the production. We can broadcast football matches without using the mobile units, without being present. We can bring all these capabilities to the edge computing and the 5G network in order to do a remote production. And we can generate new TV format, more immersive, and another industry that we are already witnessing, tourism, entertainment. So we see that cities, in order to promote what's happening, they generate spaces, 3D, and in the metaverse, so that the experiences can be enjoyed and that we can leave them. One of the most interesting formulas is that the tourists can visit these places, and with their devices they can live what's happening. So this seasonality is one of the problems of the touristic sector, and 5G can help us. We're talking about education, healthcare, banking systems, and all these sectors. Already in Telefónica in 2008, when we started in this project 5G, one of the fields has been developing 80 cases, real cases, with people who could assess the investment and the return on the investment, and also seeing how everything changes And all these cases that we have developed are already documented, and you can have access through our network. And this is the knowledge that Telefónica has in order to bring these projects to your houses and your needs. And all this is innovative. And since last year, Telefónica companies launched the first industrialized services of 5G for companies. And this is the great novelty and the main message I need to convey to you. And this is not something that is difficult. And now we are talking about these services that can be explained and that you can have in your companies. So we have deployed connectivity services with 3 different degrees. And depending on your needs, we can put them in your premises. And then added services. One related to the industrial world, AGBs, another one related to remote attendance, and another one with drones. So we are going to try and explain all of them in these few minutes during this session. But let me tell you that this is a complete change. So we are not talking about project, we are talking about industrialized services. It's when you go to a store and you ask for a device that it's already standardized. This is what we've done, and we are the first ones who did it for companies. And now we're going to see the first demo. Tony has the floor now. Hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you, Agustin. I give you the floor. Thank you and welcome to you all. I am Antonia Dvorak, and I'm going to talk about these added value services that we put at your disposal, looking for end-to-end capabilities, holistic capabilities, so that the implementation and the enjoyment of these cases is very easy. So the first one is this remote assistance. What's this remote assistance? Well, it's self-explanatory. It's having this expert and bringing these experts, bringing them close to your company, no matter where they are. So it's like the expert is there, but using virtual platforms. This possibility, and for example, pick and packaging, or for example, assembling of infrastructures, or training. So how can we do this solution? As Agustin said, it is an industrialized solution. What do I mean by that? It means that we have a support so that any problem you might have has an answer for Telefónica. And then with different layers. And we can use a tablet or smart glasses. And then you can receive indications. And then the platform, the software that will allow us to interact with this person who is physically in this case study. And then the 5G connectivity, we talk and we say that using these smart glasses, we will be able to convey this digital twin, and an operator is going to mark the point where they have to do the operation, and this requires a very wide bandwidth. And if I'm doing a remote operation and I need to have on real time this support, I need this superpower, as Agustin says, of zero latency. So this is the service that we are going to explain to you. And where can it be applied? Well, Virginia cannot be here, but it's going to share it with you. But in order to bring Virginia here, I'm going to ask Juan from Innovation Department to make Virginia join us.
Okay, I'll do my best. Thank you very much, Antonio. My name is Juan Cambeiro, and I work in Telefónica Innovation in Spain. And I'm going to tell you how we bring Virginia all the way to the mobile through holographic presence. As my colleague already said, we have already launched a first package of services, but we are working in the second, third, and fourth generation of services. How are we developing this service roadmap? How do we foresee what technology is going to allow us to do in the upcoming years? Well, through collaborations and partnerships with other companies, projects in which customers tell us where real usefulness of technology lays. One of these projects, which is extremely complex, is the one that we're going to be speaking about today, and it has a great potential. Holographic Telepresence, this pilot service, is a cutting-edge technology that brings a remote person, in this case it's going to be Virginia, to bring her all the way here to the podium. We're not speaking about a flat image or a flat video. We're capturing a 3D image of a person with 50 gigabytes of information per second. We process it, and thanks to 5G or fiber, we bring the person where he or she is required. If we implement augmented reality techniques, the feeling of presence is just unique. Virginia, if you allow us, we're going to be playing with you a little bit with you. Let's go to Volumetric Vision. Hello, Virginia. How are you doing? Hello, I'm good. And you? Good morning to all of you. So we're going to tell you a little bit more about what a volumetric image is, right? My colleagues are going to move the figure. You don't have to move. You don't have to move, Virginia. We'll do it for you. Don't worry. So you have the possibility to see the shape. Imagine a famous person in your living room. Any environment where you need an in-depth vision of the operation to be carried out. So this is the first step. We have her in a waiting room in the metaverse waiting room, but now thanks to 5G and edge computing, we're going to bring her here. I'm going to ask my colleagues to bring me solo lens. Thank you very much. Hold on a second. I'm going to adjust this here. Amazing. Here you are. Hello, how are you, Virginia? So, of course, you can't see what I see because I'm the only one with the glasses, and for that we have a tablet with an augmented reality theater, and this will allow us to see how users will perceive Virginia thanks to augmented reality techniques. Hello again, Virginia. There you are in the podium. I'm good. And you? I'm feeling closer and closer to you. Wow, yeah, that's really cool. So now, as I said before, for you to understand what the volumetric figure is about, I have my colleague doing a volumetric trip here. We're speaking about a solid perspective. We have, well, thanks to this technology, I'm gonna hand it over to Virginia for her to tell us a little bit more about what she has to tell us from Madrid. Off you go, Virginia. As you can see, Tele-Assistance can be approached from different perspectives. We have been working in several use cases with customers. This can be implemented in different sectors, in different areas. Where have we implemented it with real customers? In health. In health, we have developed, for example, surgery, remote assistance technologies on the basis of the adaptation of a surgery theater. We have brought specialist surgeons who are not live in the operating theater to guide other surgeons who are live in the surgery theater to help him carry out or perform the operation. This has been possible thanks to latency and broadband provided by 5G. The operation has been broadcasted in real time with no delay. This is just one example. Let me give you another example. We have also implemented this technology in the education sector. The Tele-Assistance tool allows teachers to offer a lesson such as through 360 videos or 3D modelings of a building that is being studied. The architecture of the building is being studied. So these resources are the ones that help improve the user experience. At the end of the day, it's about ensuring immersive experiences for students that will help them gain knowledge. This is an example from the education sector, but again, in industry, 5G is going to be top-notch. It's going to be the new revolution. How do we use Tele-Assistance in the industrial sector? Well, through 3D models or augmented reality models could be implemented in diagnosis tasks or support functions. In this case, for example, we could allow a local operator, non-specialist one, to solve a problem thanks to the support of a specialist anywhere in the world. Many experts in specific machines are not available everywhere, right? So we need to call a technical service far away. So the operator will be helped by the expert in remote as if they were hand to hand. They will have access to the same information and data, and it will be like doing it one next to another. It might look silly, right? But sometimes there are minor incidences that stop a production line and thus produce costs and problems. Well, thanks to the solution, we'll be able to solve it quickly and efficiently. These are just a few examples in which remote assistance can be implemented in different segments and sectors. As you can see, thanks to technology, thanks to 5G technology, we'll be able to solve several use cases in different sectors. We're speaking about efficiencies that are going to be produced, I would say, infinitely. Thank you very much, Virginia. I believe, what time is it? This is just for 12:52, according to my phone. Good. I would like to ask you to give her a hand. It's not easy to do a presentation without seeing you. Thank you very much, Virginia, for your time. Well, this remote assistance service is amazing, and I believe it will allow us to reach the rural area. And at the end of the day, it's all about efficiencies for the sectors that we've referred to. Let me now move to the following service. AGV 5G robots. AGV are guided vehicles, automated guided vehicles, very much in demand, that allow us to promote efficiencies in the transport of heavy freights related to logistics. And there we have a clear bet. We want to make sure that we provide an end-to-end industrial service with several layers: the device, the AGV, the vehicle, which of course entails, well, we have several AGVs depending on the need in your factory, in your sector. Then there's a platform to monitor and plan the different routines and ensure what happens when there are interferences. Of course, factories are not 100% automated. There will be human beings living together with the AGVs. So they will have to work in real time, and this platform is the one that will allow us to gather intelligence, to introduce changes. The platform also allows us to prioritize the schemes, etc. There's a platform to ensure AGVs work correctly, support, well, in case there's any problem, Telefónica needs to be there for you. And then there's 5G. 5G is very important in terms of latency, to recalculate journeys in real time, because of course delays are a problem. Several devices. We are heading towards a hyper-connected world. Intelligent factories will be full of sensors, and 5G allows you to work with several sensors. Now when it comes to AGVs and in parallel, I'm going to ask my colleague Vanesa from the Innovation Department to introduce a project that was presented yesterday and which is an in-between between robotics and remote assistance. Indeed, my name is Vanesa Montoya. and I'm Juan's colleague in the innovation department in Telefónica España. So let me tell you a little bit more about this project, a use case where we're using mobile, cutting-edge technology combined with 5G. In this case, thanks to 5G, the low latencies that it supplies and the possibility that it gives to implement things in the edge computing software, we're going to remotely control a robot for it to become our hands and our minds. We're using this technology for a vigilance case, surveillance case, a robot that becomes a security guard, and the best way to see things live has to do with the robot Spot. Spot, there we go, here's a Spot. As you can see, the moves that the robot is carrying out are being remotely controlled. I think I need the flows in. So we have a control center that has been implemented in Torre Diagonal here in Barcelona, Telefónica offices, and there's someone in Torre Diagonal who is using the dialysis management platform, our partner's platform, and this person is manipulating the robot remotely. We are also lucky to count on the only model with an articulated arm available in Spain. So we have it here. This articulated arm that is also remotely management allows you to, for example, open doors. Here we are simulating an inspection service in an electric substation. An electric substation substations are sometimes dangerous because they accumulate static electric power. So we are delegating these dangerous tasks to a machine. Vigilance can be, or surveillance services are available both inside and outside the electric plant. And now the machine is going to keep inspecting the facilities. As you can see, there's a white camera behind. It's fallen, the robot's fallen. Well, it adapts to the ground, right? So there's a heat camera also. So here we're simulating a night shift, and the information will allow the robot to So there's an element here in the substation that should not be on, and it's a risk. So in the control center, there's a light here that needs to be turned off, and we're going to ask a Spot to turn it off to avoid any problem and send a team to repair the device that is on when in fact should be off. So in the top left-hand side, there's a 360 camera. This robot can be equipped with as many sensors as we wish, depending on the use we want to give the robot. Well, you need to think that we're doing that on a public network, in a 5G public network, and as Agustin said, we are now only trying to manage the network in a much more safe way and a better service quality. Well, perhaps I didn't say that before. The robot is connected to the 5G Telefónica commercial network. As you see, we have been able to solve the problem with no need to send anyone in the facilities to do it. This is only an example. In fact, the logic is the following. We have a horizontal technology, extremely flexible. We can fine-tune the services depending on our needs, and depending on the environment where we want to use the technology. And of course, I hope that you have enjoyed the demonstration. Thank you very much, Vanessa, and thank you very much, Spot. How are you doing? Because you have almost fallen on the floor. Thank you very much indeed. I believe that Spot is going to stay with us until we give it a hand. Good. So while Spot leaves, let me recap here. When you think about the lives we can save by working with robots of this sort, of course, there's an operator behind operating the robot, but we can save many lives. I believe that Vanessa pointed at it, mind deactivation, etc. It's very important not to put our workers' lives at risk. The last service I would like to talk about is a 5G drones solution. We all know what drones are because we've seen it in La Palma volcano eruption. Well, this is a service that we offer to cover many needs, both indoors packaging needs in a logistics company to outdoors solutions such as services for a natural catastrophe or field recognition tasks. There are many use cases, so we need to be creative. Why are we going to need drones in the future capable of covering long distances with no fatigue, with an incredible sight, complemented with sensors, cameras, etc.? So here Telefónica offers different layers and a catalog of drones that allows you to fly in all directions, fix wing or hybrid models that allow you to cover long distances. This drones catalog can be implemented. Well, a platform can be used to use drones, like in the case of pre-spot, or they can be pre-programmed. We offer also flying permits and certificates and 5G services. The 5G capabilities for drones are key. If they are remotely operated, zero latency is going to be key to manage it. And of course, if it's sending video in 4K, the broadband needed will be extremely high. I'm not going to focus much on drones because in half an hour and also at 2:30, there will be two presentations that will zoom into drones. Let me recap. All this is possible thanks to the fact that we lay connectivity services behind. This is the 5G networks that we are all using here in the mobile. There are solutions that allow me on this public network to develop a tunnel for better security or enhanced security. There's a second scenario in which the network core is public, but the antenna is private, that provides better safety or enhanced safety. And then there's a personalized solution with private core and antenna. So it will all depend on your needs. Will help you decide what's the best scenario for you. Having said that, I will stay. Why working with Telefónica? Why partnering with Telefónica? Imagine that I say something inappropriate now. Well, thank you very much, Tony. Using all these devices, well, it's important to understand why these technologies are worth. Technology, at the end of the day, is an enabler. Technology is there to provide us with solutions. We have been working since 2018 in all sectors, assessing return on investment in projects. We are a reliable partner when it comes to supporting you in decision-making processes. We have experience when it comes to connecting technologies. We want to be your partner in the digital transformation journey. And this has been the case since we set up Telefónica Empresas. We have experts in different fields, not only engineers who deploy networks or services. We have experts in the industry, in education, sports experts, APPs experts. So several domains where, well, it's very important to make sure that technology is not an element difficult to interpret. We also have an amazing commercial team, which is the pride of the company and probably one of the top teams in Spain. Our commercial network reaches thousands of companies to make sure that our products and services are used in transformation pathways. And of course, we have an incredible network deployment today. More than 37 million people in this country have 5G coverage. More than 1,400 towns in Spain have 5G technology, and this is only the beginning. We hope to keep deploying more and more 5G network. We have 3 frequencies, and each frequency offers more speed and less latency. And as Tony said, we are capable of deploying private networks on demand, depending on your needs. Now, I have one last message. Do you know what your 5G project is going to be? Shall this not be the case? We need to talk now, because your competitors are already working on it to see how to make the most of 5G. So this is one of the key messages that I would like to mention in this session. 5G is today a reality. We have industrial services, and now you need to decide where to start. Hopefully you will choose Telefónica.